My name is Alec Candiotis, and I want to show you a quick overview of the MyVAT app today. MyVAT, the purpose of MyVAT is to give a person that nice grip of data that they need on transactions within any Pastel Partner, Pastel Xpress, or Sage 50 cloud environment. It's quite difficult to easily reconcile VAT through Pastel itself, and a lot of the time you need a very detailed reconciliation, especially if you're doing, for instance, an IT14 SD recon. That's a very, very detailed kind of recon that SARS requests. And this enables you to get down to that microtransaction level to quickly reconcile VAT back to that level and not on a holistic reasonability level. The people that really find value out of this are the actual people that submit VAT, so that they can now go and quickly reconcile and check all VAT processing before they submit, so that they don't have errors going into submissions. The other people also find it valuable are auditors, because now they can have bigger periods that they can quickly review. It's automated, and they have full insight with a quick drill down to that transaction to really go and interrogate and to go and review that transaction. And then also other people that find value out of it are people that do tax recoveries, etc., etc. Okay, so let me go into that. Our apps all work in Excel, by the way. So the reason why we like Excel is it's because it's so accessible to so many people. So many people have it, and also people understand it, so they feel very comfortable in this environment. But it doesn't work like a Excel. It's not something that you can actually work in. It just reflects information, so it gives you access to any of those databases. Okay, so here I've gone to the landing page. This is one of our demo databases called Ultra Business. Very cool. Anyway, so which is something that's landed here already is actually it's been sliced. So I'm just going to deselect everything. There we go. So it comes in, and that now is the front page. So let me quickly take you through this. These are all the reports available within this app. And this is the calendar slicer. So obviously the calendar slicer helps you a lot to quickly look at the period that you want to only review, or you can look at everything if you want. This is now everything selected, and this is a overview of the VAT component of debtors. That's how much VAT has gone through debtors. That's how much VAT has been claimed through creditors, and that's the VAT that has been. This is a debit also claimed to the general environment. The general environment is like a cash book. If you've processed journals and you've actually processed VAT through that journal, then also go into general. So it's you either get customer documents, supplier documents, which is debtors and creditors, and then you get others. All the other processing in Pastel is general. This gives you a graph of what actually has happened on a gross amount level. Okay, so all of this, if you look at it, tells you how much you processed against tax type 15, how much you processed against tax type 1. This is all gross, means it's net plus VAT, and it's a nice color chart here, so it helps you to quickly visually see what's going on here. Zero means it says zero processing, there's no VAT against it. And then it actually changes as you go and select. So let's say, for instance, I want to select those 3 months, then it changes. And if I want to select, a few months, then it changes to that period. So it gives you an overview of exactly what you've selected. Now, what we are, what we really have tried to focus on with this BI is actually getting you the grip to try and reconcile your VAT control account. Usually in a Pastel database, it's account number 9500000. Some people have it otherwise if they've specifically set it up. Okay, so this one is also 95000. So here it starts off with a VAT recon. So it says, well, this is the VAT recon over the time that you've got. The balance currently is 4,676. That's a credit, by the way. If it's minus in a database, it's credit. If it's plus, it's a debit. And it says, well, this is what you've processed over the different financial years, and these system generated ones, that's the one that is quite difficult. That's the ones that automatically processes to your 9500. The manually posted stuff is the stuff that you have paid to SARS. Okay, so now if I go and double click here, you actually see this give me, okay, so double click gives me a drill down of that amount by transaction. So now I've got a full drill down of that 30,000 over here, which gives me 382 lines of transactions But what's very difficult now is says the only reference I've got here, I've got a date, but I've only got a Z contrast that comes through when it's automatically processed to the control account through Pastel, which is very difficult now to go and say, but is that correct? Is this 131, should it have been claimed because that's a debit? And should this have been 1,288? Should it actually have been raised, or should it have been a zero because it was an export, or whatever it may be? So this is where you find it quite difficult through Pastel. Now, that one over there, what we've done is we've taken that 30,000 over there, and with our algorithms, we actually go and reprocess it back to the net leg. So we say 30,000 over here, and we've processed it. Here at the bottom, you find a full trial balance view. This trial balance is a normal trial balance as you would find it from Pastel, but which also balances to zero. There we go, balance to zero. But look there, right over there, there's our VAT control account 9500, and look there, that's the credit that we've just seen at the top. There, see, 4676. When I go up and down, I press control and I just, jump from the top to the bottom of the table. I'm going to the bottom again. Here in this column here, column D, we've taken that 30,000 and we've reprocessed it back to the net leg. So you'll actually see it is 30,000, but it lies on different levels in the trial balance. So it says here, for instance, if we go to the top, it says, well, 248,707 is related to account number 1000, and it's a credit, so meaning that it's an output. Then 56,010 Rand is account number 1001,000, again saying that so much we've been able to reconcile back to amounts in this trial balance. Now that trial balance amount, you need to split it up slightly. So what we've done, we've split it between, if you look at here at the top, there are A, B, C, and D. This one, although it's the full trial balance, when you look at VAT, you need to look at amounts that have VAT, amounts that have zero VAT, and then there are journals, usually also journals that have, well, zero VAT here in our instance. So we've taken that and we've split into three categories, A, B, and C, and that's why we're saying that's A plus B plus C. If you add it up, you'll see it actually adds back to that. Okay, so it says, well, in this value, we've got 1.7 million. You'll see it's just shy of 3,000 Rand different, or just more than 3,000 different from the full amount, which we say does have VAT, and that's the amount of VAT. Now here we say, well, that is a percentage of that. D is the VAT that we reconciled back to net level, and that's 14.5%. So it takes D divided by A and it gives us that amount. Okay, so because we have a blended rate, when we went over to the new VAT in the 1st of April 2018, you've got a blended VAT rate there because we've now taken everything. This one is a full picture from Feb 2017 until May 2020. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to quickly slice after 1 April. And let's say, for instance, we take, from March up to Feb. That's a financial year in this database. Okay, now we go back here. Now you see everything is swapped to 15. It says, well, there's 227,000 Rand of revenue in that account, and of which 231,000 is actual amounts with VAT. These two amounts are split between amounts with zero VAT and journals, and then this is your VAT that we've been able to reconcile based on that amount there, and that's exactly 15% now. So now you've got full detail of a period that you say, well, these are all of my VAT, that's all my amounts on my trial balance, and this is how it's been split, and this is what it's been linked to. So if I quickly go over and I say, well, I want to make sure that we claimed everything on our oh, that's amazing. Let me just get that away. Okay, there we go. So if I want to go to my bank charges, you'll see here that it says, well, you had 2,292 Rand with the bank charges, of which you claimed on 2,038, and you claimed on that 306 Rand, which is 15%. But what about this? What happened over there? Then you can go and have a look and you say, but why do we have amounts that we didn't claim VAT on? And that again is a drill down which you can get full access to, and you can come to this table over here and you can say, okay, well, now show me what amounts didn't have VAT. So it goes, well, amounts with zero VAT, here they are, those balance to 253. Okay, and if I go back here, there's the 254 is 253.86. 0.86. And these 7 transactions out of all of this, these are the ones you need to look at. All right. And if you didn't claim, well, maybe it's a mistake. Maybe you should have claimed and you actually accidentally didn't claim. So now you have that detail. You can say, but I have missed something here. I need to go and claim it. This actually seems like it should have been claimed. So this seems like a mistake which should have been picked up. All right. Now you have a understanding of how this report specifically works. And now we can go back to the front page. Then we've also got something we call e-types by tax type. Okay, so this gives you a quick overview of what type of e-types you've processed versus what VAT. And then we give here, again, we give the VAT against the net leg. So remember, the whole purpose of this app is to take that VAT on the original net leg by transaction micro level, even if you have multiple lines on an invoice, to say, well, that multiple lines on an invoice, we've taken it back to that actual lines to show you, well, these lines you've claimed it on and these lines you haven't, or these lines you've raised it on and these lines you haven't. So that's why it says VAT against net leg, and it gives you that by e-type. Okay. Then if we go back, we have an income statement report. This is sometimes much easier. It's also the trial balance, but it's just taken the mapping of your management accounts, and it's now said, well, let me show you it in a management account view, which is a lot of times a lot friendlier than 1001, 2001 000 kind of format, which is the trial balance format. I like this kind of, and it also gives you a bit of a different slicing view. I just want to look at my outputs. I just want to look at my inputs. I want to look at other. Then I also just want to look at my e-types. I just want to look at sales or sales and sales credits. That's the kind of thing that it helps you quickly and efficiently look at. Again, you can draw on any value here. Then you've got a balance sheet report as well. Hey, I just want to click through to that. Right, let me just go to my front page. That's my face that's in the way here, obviously. There we go. That's better. So if I go back now, this one is a balance sheet. Similar, balance sheet just is also a management account environment which got that mapping available for you. So now you can use that mapping in your balance sheet, and you can actually go down deeper and you can say, well, I want to see what type of trade and other payables I have, and you can see a lot of nice things here that you can actually now go and view a little bit better. Then if you go back to your your customers and suppliers, this is the last report. I really love this one. This one tells you what actually you've done by customer and by supplier. So you'll see tons of customers coming through here, and it says, okay, well, for that customer, you've done the following: gross, net, and VAT amount. You issued 597 rands worth of gross amounts. You've done a credit, which is the net amount, the actual invoice amount of 519, and there's 77,909 worth of VAT that you've raised on it, and that's 15%, which immediately gives you a better understanding whether it's correct or not. And you can actually see if there's any customers with zero amounts here. You can quickly find them and say, hey, that's a 14. Okay, so that's obviously a customer pre the new VAT of 15%. And then at the bottom, you can go here to suppliers or creditors. There we've got nice creditors coming through and saying, well, this is what you've claimed. And you'll see the creditors typically are quite a lot different because it depends when it's blended or not blended, pre the 15% or post the 15%, etc., etc. Okay, so it gives you a full detailed breakdown and it gives you all these different views for you to ultimately have full grip of it. And then the best part, it's automated. Now you as a reviewer can really spend all that time using this brain. That's the best part of this now to actually say, well, was it correct? And how do I need to fix it? Or what did I miss? So a lot of people miss VAT. And this is a tool to help them identify that VAT. Okay. Well, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this demo. And and VAT is an awesome environment. So just let us know if there's anything else we can also demo for you guys. But thank you for your time, guys. And just remember, your data is your asset. Hey, cheers, guys.